Yes, in this video we discuss about the web usage mining. So web usage mining is a process of analyzing user interaction data on websites to discover patterns in user behavior. Unlike web content mining and web structure mining, web usage mining focuses on how users navigate and interact with the website. The purpose of it is understand user behavior, improve website design and navigation, personalize content for users, optimize marketing strategies. The sources of data are web server logs, proxy server logs, client-side data, database records. Web server logs is a records of user requests to a web server. Proxy server logs is a data from intermediate servers catching user requests. Client-side data is a cookies, browser history, clickstreams, and user profiles, transactions, and purchases all comes under the database records. So web usage mining uses a data mining techniques to extract the user behavior patterns from web log data, helping organizations understand user interactions with websites. So this involves processing web servers, browsers and proxy logs to discover patterns like popular pages, user browsing sequences and customer segments, which then inform decisions related to website design, site personalization, e-commerce and targeted devices. The phases of web usage mining is a data collection, pre-processing. Data collection, that is gathers data from server logs, cookies or tracking tools. Pre-processing, cleansing data, session identification and user identification. So removing irrelevant request images and scripts is a cleaning data. Grouping request by user session is a session identification. Distinguishing unique users is a user identification. So next is a pattern discovery. There is applied data mining techniques, association rule mining, clustering, classification, sequential pattern mining. Association rule mining is a data mining technique that discovers interesting relationships and patterns such as if then statements between variables in a large data sets. It is used to find items that frequently occur together with applications like basket analysis, revealing which products are often purchased in the same transaction. Metrics like support, confidence and lift are used to evaluate the strength and significance of these rules and algorithms. That is, find items often accessed together as a nothing but the association rule mining. Next is a clustering. Clustering is a it is a machine learning technique. It is a unsupervised machine learning technique for grouping similar data points into distinct sets or clusters. In machine learning, we have two types of things. One is a supervised learning and another one is a unsupervised learning. Supervised learning is a model that we are going to train by using the data sets of known input and outputs. We know the input and output both, and we are training the particular model. The result is also on the system who's designing may know the output. So that is what they are expecting the machine to do. On the other technique, the unsupervised machine learning is a technique. The person will train the model, that is the system, by using the unsimilar data sets, that is unstructured or unsimilar data sets. And finally, they expect the system to produce the result. The result is not known by the person who trained the model. So the system predicts the formulation statistically or mathematically and produces the output. So that is a technique which comes under clustering, that is grouping similar data sets, and it predicts the results and outputs the combination of data sets with different variation points. And that is what we have. That is a clustering is a unsupervised data learning, that is group uses with similar behavior. Next is a classification. Classification is a, we know that it is a, that the model is trained by using the known input and output data sets. So there is a method we use here, classification. So we can explicitly tell like classification is a supervised machine learning technique. And next is a sequential pattern mining, that is it identifies a common navigation path. Next is a pattern analysis, that is a interpret discovered patterns, remove noise or irrelevant patterns. The applications of web usage mining are personalization and recommendation, website optimization, market and sales analysis, fraud detection and security, customer behavior analysis. In personalization and recommendation, suggest products, articles or services based on user behavior. And the website optimization, that is improves navigation and page layouts, identify popular or underperforming pages. On marketing and sales analysis, target marketing campaigns to specific user groups, predict trends and purchasing patterns. Fraud detection and security, there is detect unusual access patterns or potential intrusions. Customer behavior analysis, there is understand click patterns, time spent and user interest. The techniques and their purpose are given here, same as we discussed before: association rule mining, clustering, classification, sequential pattern mining, statistical analysis. So association rule mining, as we discussed previous, is a data mining technique that discovers interesting relationships and patterns, such as if-then statements between variables in a large data sets. It is used to find items that frequently offered together with applications like market basket analysis, revealing which products are often purchased in the same transaction. It is a most powerful technique used to uncover meaningful relationship between variables within large data sets. They are designed to discover if then patterns, providing insights into how data items are related and frequently occur together. So these rules are particularly useful in identifying correlations and dependencies, enabling data driven decision makings. Correlation is nothing but the it is used to find the relationship between two variables. One will be act as a dependent variable and other will be as a independent variable. It is a factor that how much the dependent variable will get affect based on the independent change of the values of the independent variables. How far the independent variables might change in order to affect the dependent variables. For example, if we have a values of x leads to 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10, and y equal to 2x. So x has some basic values and y has a equation of 2x, that is a 2 into x. So x equal to 2, 4, 6, 8. So y will be the multiply of those two values, that is 4, 6, 8. That is a 4, 8, 12, 16. So these are the ranges that it has. So as much as the x variable changes, the y variable is gets changed. So x variable doesn't change when y variable is gets changed. So this is what the relationship between x and y. So x act as the independent variable and it depends upon the x only y gets changed. So y act as the dependent variable. So to finding the relationship how much it does affects, that is termed as a correlation. That is nothing but the factor which identifying those rates is nothing but the formula of this correlation factors. Clustering, we may all know, group uses with similar browsing patterns. It is a unsupervised machine learning technique. Classification is a supervised machine learning technique as we are training the model with the data sets of known types. So it predicts user type or behavior based on the futures. Next is a sequential pattern mining. Sequential pattern mining is also a data mining technique for finding statistically relevant patterns in ordered data sequences such as customer purchases or website clicks. The goal is to identify frequently occurring subsequences within a collection of sequences, often by setting a minimum support threshold for how often a pattern must appear. So sequential pattern mining has broad applications in areas like e-commerce, healthcare, web analytics and bioinformatics for tasks like predicting future behavior and understanding complex process. Statistical analysis is the practice of collecting, organizing, exploring and interpreting quantitative data to discover patterns, trends and relationships and to make scientific inferences and informed decisions. It involves using descriptive statistics to summarize data and inferential statistics to test hypotheses and generalize findings from a sample to a larger population. There are some key steps in statistical analysis or planning, data collection, data organization and summarization, data analysis, interpretation and presentation. So when it comes to planning, it defines the research question, specify hypothesis and plan the research design including sample size and sampling procedure. And data collection, that is a gather quantitative data through methods like surveys or experiments. Next is a data organization and summarization. It is a uses the descriptive statistics, that is mean standard variation, to summarize the present data. Mean standard variations, we are calculating the mean for a specific range of values. So those all the values all comes under a single variable. So this type of analysis, that is a we call that it as a univariate analysis. Okay, it is a use descriptive statistics, that is finding the mean and standard deviation. It the correlation concept won't come here. That is, it just finds only the mean and standard deviation of a specific range of values. So all the specific range of values also comes under the single variable. So those values are termed as a univariate analysis. But when it comes to correlation, we are going to calculate the relationship between two variables. So that type of analysis is a bivariate analysis. And also we have another type of analysis, which is a multivariate analysis, that is more than one variable is performed in that operation. That is a multivariate analysis. Next is we have a type of mining and the focus and what are the data source of that and techniques, and finally where it is used, the applications. So web content mining. So web page content, the techniques that we are used here is text mining, and then the applications are sentiment analysis and personalization. Sentiment analysis is the process of computationally identifying and categorizing opinions expressed in a piece of text, especially in order to determine whether the writer's attitude towards a particular topic, product or a product. So it is a process of using natural language processing and machine learning to automatically determine the emotional tone of a piece of a text, classifying it as a positive, negative, or the neutral. This technique identifies the subjective information in text, that is allowing businesses to understand public opinion, customer satisfaction, and also the brand reputation by analyzing large volumes of digital data like review surveys and social media comments. And next is a web structure mining, page ranking, spam detection. These are the applications that we are performing the web structure mining. And next is a web usage mining. In this association, clustering and classification techniques are used. That is recommendation website, optimization and marketing. Whereas in web structure mining, we have been using techniques of graph theory, and so it is the application happening in spam detection, page ranking. Whereas here, association, clustering and classification, that is used on the systems of recommendation website, optimizing and marketing technique.